Welcome back to our Advent journey, following the path of Our Lady of Guadalupe and Saint Juan Diego. And today is day number 12. We will see the moment when the bishop finally gives Juan Diego something concrete to work with. But this moment also reveals a deep spiritual contrast between human and divine trust. Let's dive into the Nican Mopowa. The bishop stated that what he requested would not be done, nor carried out by his word and petition alone, that some sign was absolutely necessary, so that it could truly be believed that the Queen of Heaven personally sent him as her messenger. As soon as Juan Diego heard this, he said to the bishop, "Your Eminence, consider what sign you ask for, because I will go immediately to ask for it to the Queen of Heaven who sent me." And when the bishop saw that he confirmed this, that he neither wavered nor doubted, he immediately let him go. And as soon as he departed, the bishop immediately ordered some of the men of his household, in whom he had absolute confidence, to go and follow him, to observe well where he went, whom he saw, with whom he spoke. And so it was done, and Juan Diego went straight on his way, following the causeway. Here's where a beautiful window of hope begins to open for Juan Diego. Friar Juan de Zumárraga opens the possibility of considering the request, but only through a sign. Then, curiously though, the text tells us that the bishop sends men in whom he had absolute confidence to follow Juan Diego. Now this is critical, because these very men will soon plot evil against Juan Diego. It seems that the bishop faces a complicated situation, right? He is hesitant to trust Juan Diego blindly, yet he places his confidence in men who will turn around and abuse that trust. This situation is unfortunately very common. Anyone in the exercise of authority, in any capacity, faces the great problem of having to trust someone who might take advantage of that confidence. But Juan Diego, who enjoys the absolute confidence of the one who sent him, Our Lady of Guadalupe, does not abuse it. He simply follows instructions as a faithful messenger. Now there's a curious contrast here. The bishop's envoys, in whom he had absolute confidence, proved to be unworthy of the trust. But Juan Diego, the Virgin's envoy, proves worthy by doing exactly what is asked of him. He is trustworthy because his confidence is placed in God and not in himself. This segment of the Nican Mopowa can help us confront and question what things we place in a blind confidence. Perhaps we're too naive. Perhaps it's the media or the information we constantly consume, or certain friendships, or even certain figures that just pollute our minds, or even ourselves and our own opinions about what we think we know for certain. Today's a great day to remember that we do not possess the truth in everything. A good friend of mine used to say that if you're a Christian, you don't possess the truth. The truth has to possess you. We must question what we see and what we consume. And at the same time, remember that only in God can we place our blind and absolute confidence. Everything else is made up of fallible people, systems, or institutions. Bringing a little humility into our conversations and interactions, like Juan Diego himself, can be incredibly freeing or liberating. It reminds us that our faith is in the sender and not in the quality of the messenger. Now, as the day goes by, you go to work, you go with your family, you enjoy dinner, whatever it is that you do, try to remember that you do not hold the absolute truth on the opinions you think you know or take for granted. Trying to take that with a little humility can make us open our own hearts to the hope of conversion. I'll see you tomorrow on the next day of our journey with Our Lady of Guadalupe and Saint Juan Diego. God bless. This podcast is brought to you by Juan Diego Network, a project by Juan Diego and Friends Incorporated, a nonprofit seeking to attract people on the internet to in-person Christian community and the sacraments. Visit JuanDiegoandFriends.com to check out our other missionary initiatives.